Do coin values increase over time? The truth might shock you. Stay tuned to see what I'm talking about. My name is Daniel, and you're watching Coin Help You. Thanks for watching my latest video. Today, we're going to discuss coin values over time. In other words, most people have the idea that if they hold coins long enough, they're going to be worth more money in the future. Now, sometimes that's true. Most of the time, it's not. Matter of fact, one of the sobering facts recently is that a lot of coin values have been dropping or staying the same. One of the things of note is that I love Morgan dollars, and I keep tabs on the values of Morgan dollars. I get the monthly gray sheet. In 2017, the Morgan dollars dropped. One from the MS65s went from 150 down to 125, and now they went even under in the 90 some dollar range for the common dates. And that goes all the way across the board for all dates and grades. And this is a trend that's been continuing, and a lot of people automatically think, well, I've got an old coin, it's got to be worth money. And that's not the case. Age has nothing to do with it. It's all about demand. And all these values that have been dropping is about demand, about correction. At one time, you can go back and you could say, yeah, back in the 30s or 40s or 50s, coins like the 1909 SVDB or some of the key dates you see or the CC Morgan dollars, they were worth less money back then. Back then, there were less collectors. Nobody really understood how many there were. There was no graded coins and things like that. People didn't get the nitpick certain conditions and all that as much as they do now. And so I want to share with you a few things. I want to talk about Morgan dollars and Lincoln cents since they're two of the most popular ones. We're going to use some examples and look at some values. So like I said, there's just no guarantee that coins are going to increase in value over time. Like I said, some of them might, trends might change, but there's just no guarantee. So we come over here to Morgan dollar price guide, and we know that the 1878 eight-tail feather was the first first year for the Morgan dollar. We got the 1878 eight-tail feather in Mint State 66. $5,500 is what it's saying it's worth. If you get on to the PCS, you click on it and you look at, we're going to look at 10 year, okay? We want to look maybe even all. Let's look back as far as we can. For November 1st, 2004, this coin was listed at $12,500. And over here in 2006, it was at $12,000. And then by March, they had dropped the coin down to 2006. Now, there's a lot of things that go into this. Dealers reports, show reports, how many have been graded. Maybe a few rolls of these came out and they were graded 66. Things like that affect the values. You come over here and it's down to 8,000 by 2015. And that's a pretty good drop. Then it's steadily declined to now where it's down to $5,500. Now, at one time, someone bought this coin, and it wasn't very many years ago, but they bought this coin for $12,500, and they'll never realize that value out of this coin right now. Will it ever go back up? I don't see any indications or reasons why this coin would go back up in value. You can use other examples. You can use a little more common date, like an 81S. Let's say a 65. They've got it listed for $130. Now, these were $150 not too long ago. We're going to go to all. And, you saw the spike. Everybody knows about the spike in 86. It started grading these coins, and everybody's buying them like crazy. But you want to come over here, and basically in 2011, it was $225. Now, let's go to the 10 year, where it's a little easier to see. So in 2011, this coin went up to $275 in Mint State 65. Okay. And then you had a little bit of an increase here in 2014 after it dropped down to $175 in 2013. But you can come in here and you can click all these values and see these trends. Now, you got to take these trends for what they are. But the thing of it is, this is the market. You're lucky to get $130 out of an 81S, graded Mint State 65. And that's one of the things that people don't realize when they're looking at these. They think, well, I'll hold on to it. Well, sometimes that's not always a good idea, and it just depends. You want to make sure that you're doing your due diligence when you're doing your research or when you're doing your collecting. You collect for fun. Don't collect thinking that something's going to increase greatly in value, because charts prove one thing, that they are up and down, and that recently they've been coming down. So let's go to the very famous 1909S VDB, and we'll go to, let's say, an AU. Let's do extra fine 40. It's a little more common. Let's just see what the trends and the values on this one has. So we're looking at this back here is 2004. This is when the charts start. Now we know before that they're probably worth a lot less in the past. We know that for a fact, and we know that this is kind of the modern age, and we're looking at trends right now currently. So in 2004 it was at $1,175 if it was graded extra fine 40. Fast forward to August 1st or September 1st of 2019, it was listed at $950 in extra fine 40. So you got all these ups and downs, highs and lows, peaks and valleys. So we're looking at $1,100 September 1st, 2004, and 2019 it's down to $950. That's not a huge drop as much as you see with the others, but it is a drop, and you're seeing drops. We can go down to other dates, like a 14D, which is another, this is a semi-key date here. And we can come to the MS60 price. Let's just kind of get an idea. Saying it's kind of holding steady. But when you go to the all, you realize it started increasing in value, and it has recently come down a little bit, but it's not too bad. So this might be one of the dates that you might want to consider. But like I said, the trend is it's in a downward trend. So there's no guarantee that it's going to increase. So the way they use these charts is maybe to look at things that are not decreasing as much. When you have really large swings, you can come over to the 14D and you can look at the Mint State 66. And typically these higher grades are coming down. The 66s, the 67s, the 65s. That's where you're seeing a lot of the market movement on coins that are lowering in value. And you're seeing some dramatic drops too. So it's kind of maybe demand is one thing. Also the economy, I guess you could say, and also probably more coins are being graded at these grades. That could be part of the trend. So that still lends to the fact that they're not going to increase in value, or there's no guarantee of that. So I kind of wanted to share that with you, that no guarantee that a coin's going to increase in value. I know that it stands to reason you think it will, but there's so many factors. If the coin's no longer being circulated by regular wheat cents that people bring in the shop all the time, or you see people hoarding, they're not going to increase in value as long as they're not circulating, and you're not allowed to melt them, so you can't do anything with them. So whatever's left of those remains intact, so values are pretty much stagnant on those. They're just not going to increase. Also, it comes down to anything that has been hoarded, or anything that's a proof that's not circulating, it's not going to start losing, because a coin will only last so long if it's circulated, and then your population start dwindling. Well, you don't have that with modern stuff. So thinking something's going to increase in value is probably not a good way to collect coins. However, not saying you shouldn't collect for that reason. It's just maybe even your grandkids are not going to see the increase, or maybe it'll take them to be, when they become your age, maybe they'll see the increase. I guess it's one of those things where you can go back 100 years and say all these coins are worth a lot less than they are now, so they should in 100 years from now increase. But that's not always the case. The market is a lot more complicated. You have all the graded coins, you have online, you have less of a demand at the moment. You've got all those different factors, and people have hoarded coins and they're keeping them back. You have to take all that into account. So it's best to try to buy it at the best deal you can, put it back for your family if you're wanting to leave it to your family, and just be happy that you are able to do that, that you have a little extra income, and not worry too much about if it's going to increase or not. So thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, and comment, and have a great day.